Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another couch video. Women like different faces. Now check this out, because I've talked about this before. Because you got whole sections of YouTube and content creators be doing all these videos measuring the faces and getting it all into the jawline and all of that. Which, I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. If you got that sharp type of square jawline, yeah, you're going to get some women. Some women are definitely down for that. But they down for all types of faces, though. And I'm like staying on this because a lot of dudes, because they don't have that model jawline or that square jaw look, they feeling bad. They like, oh, I can't get a woman. Women don't like me. That's some bullshit. First of all, it's actually the number of men who got square jaws like that is actually rare. You could probably go months without seeing one in person. Don't count the celebrities. Don't count the celebrities. And even then, all the celebrities that women consider physically attractive and they going crazy over don't necessarily have that square jawline. Leonardo DiCaprio got a round face. Women were going crazy over him. Still are. Chris Hemsworth. Chris Thor. Women going crazy over him. He got an oval face. Idris Elba. Women going crazy over him. He got a long face. Down the line, you got to look hard to find that square jaw Brad Pitt or Henry Cavill look. Sure. And it's like different face shapes. But it's because different women like different things. It's even like with the body game. What I say with the body game? I said, yeah, some women like that, lean, muscular, model-looking guy, but some like that stocky guy. A lot of women like that stocky guy. Ask me how I know. Some women like him tall, whatever. Every woman got their desire. Shoot, some women even like a guy who maybe not that cut, but he big, maybe got a little bit of stomach. All right, but it's the same thing with faces. But see, a lot of guys, they so busy looking on the outside and looking outside themselves or don't have enough self-esteem, they thinking it's something else. It's like, no. Whatever your shape is, figure out what it is. Live with it. Just do the best you can with it. Fix yourself up. And then figure out the women who checking for it. That's it. That's it. In fact, in the description box, I linked this thing where it's from Comma TV. And, you had these women, mostly women, they'll interview like women on the street about what they like in a particular man. And I check them out every now and then, and trust me, they go over everything. And in a particular video I linked, they were talking about the different faces. Now, yeah, some said they like that square jaw, but other women like, oh no, I like them long, I like them round, whatever. Everybody likes something different. Shit. The only commonality is maybe the eyes, and shoot, that's another conversation right there. But, you got so many guys, they worried, I don't look like that. Yeah, you're right, you don't. You don't need to. They don't worry about it. You might change it, try to, you get some guys talking about getting plastic surgery and shit, and, well, first of all, you have to change your whole body because there's never just one thing anyway. But even if you do, you might be pushing yourself out of the type of women that you should really be getting with. But see, a lot of guys ain't paying attention. You worried about that instead of playing your own game. And when I say game, I don't mean like any trickery, but it's just realizing, okay, this is who I am. I'm going to be cool with it. You're going to keep yourself clean, keep your style and stuff of stuff you can control and just live with it. Because I be thinking about that, because you get some guys, I be seeing these guys in these videos, and they say, yeah, this guy, they'll use the examples like a Jeremy Meeks or something, right? Which was a real example. Okay, fine. But see, I'm in the streets. I'm called Field Master for a reason. And see, even when I did my book, Nice Guys and Players, it wasn't like I was just sitting at home. I was out in the field. I was talking with people. I was seeing it. And I was seeing some guys who didn't have that square jaw look getting some play. Shoot, I knew this one dude, he looked like Elmer Fudd in the face. And the fat cheeks and everything. Women, I actually saw two women fight, go to blows over him. And that dude, the women were bragging about how they got with him. I've known a few dudes like that. Be see some dude got a round head, oval head, everything. In fact, I'm gonna tell you what. I probably met more players, more legit players, not from what they saying, but watching how women respond to them, or even what women said about them, who had more roundish faces and or oval faces. It's either oval or roundish. And then, if a guy got a square jaw and all that, yeah, he get in there. But like I said, that's kind of rare, you know. But I know, I mean, like I said, I've seen it, witnessed it, and everything. And I was thinking about that the other day. I said, well, you know what? He don't have that thing. He got a more oval face. Or he got more roundish. Now, for the peeps who be getting on my deep thought channel, oh, trust me, I could break it down the real reason with that. Actually, just as an aside, there's a lot of stuff I could break down why. But just understand something. Now, just on a basic level, I'll share this much. Because I always talk about Master Yao and Yamache Morris. I call him a mentor. But see, he wasn't a mentor as far as like street game or any of that. But he's more the mentor as far as the deeper aspects of sexual attraction, what we both call the natural blueprint. There's a natural blueprint from the moment you're born. Your DNA already have an idea who it wants to mate with. That's men and women, right? And I'll say it gets into the animus and the anima and all of that stuff, deep subliminal stuff. But whatever the case, everybody's is not going to be the same. And so people going to look at somebody and it's going to put them in a mild trance or something, and it's not always going to be that square jaw. And, like I said, it gets deeper. The natural blueprint, it likes different things. And in fact, even in different cultures, see, one thing with the whole square jaw thing, because even though I linked the thing to Common TV, I happened to be watching some videos, kind of what inspired this. And they were from Africa. And it was different people's interpretation of the men they considered the most handsome. And I said, none of them really got a square jaw. Most of them had like roundish faces. They ain't had that model cut or anything, but women were going crazy over them over there. And you go in any culture, it's always going to be something different. If you look in Asian culture, right? Asian culture, Korean and everything. If you look at the men that they holding up as most attractive, they don't have that that square jaw look. Even if they got a square jaw, you be looking at them, you like, is that a man? Seriously. And it's different. It's different because, it's the DNA and then the culture get in there and everything. And it's different things. It's just a matter of, do this man look good to a particular woman and what she wants? And it's a deep thing. Like I said, culture comes in there, but it all comes down to DNA. And my whole point with that is guys got to stop doing that. You hurting yourself. You hurting yourself. You don't compare. Only person you should be dealing with is the man in the mirror and presenting the best version of yourself. Some shit you can control. I mean, yeah, you can do some stuff, maybe get your face slimmer or whatever, cut your hair and all that, but there's a certain point where it just ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna change the bone structure. So live with it. It's just like height. Now, there's a few things you can do. You can walk taller, keep your shoulders up and all of that, but your height is your height. Just deal with it, Deal with the things you can control because you don't know. Because, like the height thing. I've met a couple women say they'll deal with a shorter guy. I'm serious. I've known some women. They say they'll deal with a shorter guy. One woman broke it down. She said because since they're not as tall, they're going to have more confidence and be bolder going through life. And that's what was turning her on. That was the part turning her on. And, I mean, you got certain things. But every woman has something different. That's why I always emphasize the thing about tribes. And really, part of tribes is culture. A lot of these things, all of these factors play a role. But whatever the case, don't worry about your face. Women, figure out the women who fill in your face. Figure out the women who fill in your face. And like I said, if I got real deep, and I wouldn't do it on a public video, I'd make y'all pay for this. Uh, there's certain types of personalities that's going to look at certain types of faces or face shapes rather, and like that. So that's how deep it can get. But whatever the case, just whatever you got, just work with it, make it the best version of what you can make as a man, and then just figure out which women are feeling it. And now I know some dudes will say, well, women ain't feeling it or this or that. It's like, well, have you given your best version? Seriously, are you giving it the best version? You washing your face? You keeping your teeth up? You keeping it in the best shape for your body type? Now, when you legitimately put on your best version, then you have issues. Then you look at it. And even then, it's probably something that you can change. A lot of times it's something you can change. Because even with that thing about like, oh, you thinking you ugly, or even some women saying it. On my Rom TV channel on Vimeo, I just did doing a series about face, body, in the game, and my last episode on that one was called Ugly Hot Men. So even that, some women will get with that guy who's facially challenged, depending on what else he's bringing to the table, So, hey. But yeah, they like different type of stuff. Check out that video. Hear from the women themselves, because that's another thing too. A lot of men will do all these videos and talk about the face shape. It's always, have y'all noticed there's always men doing that? And they'll focus on what women say about a certain type of man, which even in this video they do. But then they gradually miss out on when women say they like something else. Or they ignore the celebrities like Chris Hemsworth. Come on now. Seriously, you don't got a square jaw. Shoot. The women like ready to fight over his ass. And then they very public about how they feel. Idris Elba. Seriously. I want y'all to think about that. And, and the reason, and let me be clear on why I'm even talking about all of this. I see too many men, they really hurting themselves and getting women. They talking about want to get women, you hurting yourself. They ain't the women. They ain't the women. In fact, the biggest thing in this thing of ours we call game, or if you don't want to use that term, that slang, man gets woman. Biggest thing is how a man how he truly thinks about himself. Not what he says publicly. Because a lot of men will say something publicly, but then deep down, they got low self-esteem. But the biggest thing is how you approach it, your level of confidence with that, right? Because I can give you a quick example of that from the show Married with Children. There was an episode where Al Bundy, like a woman had just complimented him one time, right? So he started thinking good about himself. So he started changing up his whole style, everything, how he was talking to the women, and the women were lined up for his ass. But of course, since it was a comedy, he went back, he realized he was still married with children and stuff. But all he did was just change his mindset. And I've talked about that on my Patreon. And y'all want to get deeper into some stuff, definitely check out my Patreon. But anyway, yeah, women like different faces. Just figure out which women like yours, okay? That's it. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace and blessings.